I've done a lot of self-growth and healing over the past several years, so I can live a better life. And honestly, most of that work has felt like swimming upstream. Can you relate? Like trying to untangle patterns that were never really my own. Like working hard just to feel okay and safe in my own body. Recently, I started asking myself, why has it always felt like this? Why has it taken so much to feel calm or clear or confident in my own body? So today I want to reflect on something that we rarely talk about. The way the school system shaped not just our learning, but our nervous systems, our well-being, and even the way we relate to ourselves and others. Hi, welcome to the Homeschool Info Hub. My name is Heather. This space is about more than curriculum or structure. It's about reclaiming our children and ourselves. If you're questioning school or exploring homeschooling, you're in the right place. Thanks for joining. I have 30 years of experience in the field of education, 2 decades in the classroom trenches, over 10 years in the homeschool world. I created a homeschooling program from the ground up. It was amazing. I've lived the daily rhythm of homeschooling for over a decade. And I've also supported my children as they've moved into the system and out of the system. And no matter how much I tried to make school better from the inside as a classroom teacher, I saw soon after I began, only 3 years in, that the system itself was in fact the problem. And then 2 decades later, I finally left so I could do things differently by my own children. As a child, school didn't just take my voice. It took my ability to trust myself. It taught me that approval mattered more than authenticity. That achievement was more important than my well-being. That following the rules kept you safe even when the rules didn't make sense. It trained me to look outside myself for answers, to doubt my instincts, to disconnect from what I needed in order to fit in. I remember a moment in school, I must have been around 13 years old, where I just stopped in my track. I looked around and I had this deep, strange awareness. What is this world I'm living in? I had no say over my time, no control over where I went. And I was surrounded by adults, some kind, many harsh, and most of them completely indifferent to who I was as a unique individual. It hit me that I had no authority over my own life. I was just being carted around all day, processed through a system. About 15,600 hours of my childhood devoted to what? A top-down structure that was never built to help children thrive or grow into themselves. And those patterns didn't magically disappear when I graduated. Boy, I wish they did. They followed me into adulthood, into relationships, into parenting. Even now, I still find myself unlearning them. That's why I homeschool. Not to recreate school at home, not to stay ahead, but to raise children who stay connected to who they really are, who don't have to spend decades recovering from how they were educated. I homeschool so my kids can grow up with trust, with autonomy, with space to become themselves, without pressure or shame. I homeschool because I've lived both sides and I know what's at stake. If something about school has never felt quite right to you, you're not wrong. If your child is anxious, withdrawn, or overwhelmed, it might not be them, it might be the environment. And you can choose something different. You can step away, you can start fresh. I grew up in the system. I know what it took from me personally. And if your children are still in the system and the situation cannot change for you, stay empowered, stay awake, stay connected to them. The system is a slippery slope, and many parents have no real awareness of what's happening inside the building until it's already taken something vital from their child. So talk to your children, listen to what they tell you, trust their signals, even the subtle ones. Be on their side. Give them as much freedom as you possibly can wherever you can. Show them there's another way to live, even if school is still part of their day. And if you feel the pull to break free completely, do it when you can. And know that you're not alone. We are our children's anchors, and our presence matter more than we know. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to share what can be rebuilt once you step away from the system. The essential life skills that children can actually develop through homeschooling. Skills that help them thrive in life, not just academically, but emotionally, relationally, and in the way they live their whole life. Things like how to trust their rhythm and natural pace, how to speak up and advocate for themselves, how to learn without fear, how to solve problems creatively, how to rest when their body tells them to, how to build real confidence, not just perform for approval. I'll walk through each of these one by one, what it looks like in a homeschooling setting, and how it leads to a totally different outcome for our kids over time. If you're ready to not just leave the system, but to build something beautiful in its place, this is where we begin. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day.